My dream is to live in a world that I don't have to fear.
We realize that what we've been doing is maybe not the best thing in the long run.
I mean, if you want to improve the situation, you have to talk about it. You can't just ignore it.
People just don't really know what's happening, and they're almost afraid to start to learn because everything seems so complicated.
There's so many different ways you can use technology or natural resources to help, but it just is taking the first step and doing the research and getting invested in a project.
The health and the well-being of all of our citizens should not play a factor into politics. Good healthcare and feeling well should just be a given.
Finance is just a topic that I find really intriguing. There's so many people who have so much, and then there's a lot of people who have absolutely nothing.
We need to be open to alternative fuels and alternative energy sources. What is going to be the best, and how can you manage it the best?
17 out of 100 people are starving. Using technology to help feed people is what I'd love to do with my life.
The world is in a position of building. I think it is going to change.
I think it's already happening. We're changing how we think, and we're going to be the ones sending spacecraft to other planets and the ones, making the computers of the next generation.
I have great hope in my lifetime that there will be a lot of changes.
I think technology can definitely help us get towards world peace. I mean, we got ourselves into it with technology. We can get ourselves out of it with technology.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wendy Hawkins. I'm with the Intel Foundation. It is our great honor and pleasure to be the sponsors of the film that you've just seen the teaser for. And the students who are part of that are with us here at Techonomy this week. I have the privilege, working for Intel, of working with students like these on a daily basis, and have done so for nearly the 20 years that I've been at Intel. And I can't tell you how gratifying it is and how optimistic it makes me feel. Every year, news that I read in the headlines drives me down, 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 down. And then comes the Intel Science Talent Search and the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair, and I get to spend time with 40 of these students, 1,500 of these students, students from all over the world, and I am once again reassured that Techonomy and these students and the world that they will create for us will solve so many of the problems that we have created and we are passing on to them. It is my great honor to get to introduce these students to you today. I want to make sure that you know who they are, what they look like, and what they're studying, because I want you to take advantage of this opportunity, as I have done, to be rejuvenated, to be re-energized, to become hopeful about the world that they will help to create, the solutions that they will help to solve. And I want you to serve as slingshots to help them accelerate the pace at which they can achieve these changes by sharing with them your own thinking, your own experience, your own ideas, and to hear the ideas that they have so that you can take them back. And they're going to be in school for a while. They've got some other things to take care of before they really get to start being the engines that will drive this. And that, in the meantime, you can keep things moving along in the right direction. So let me introduce them. I'm going to ask all of the students to stand up at the beginning, and then when I call your name, I want you to wave your hands in the air like a crazy person so everybody knows which one you are. So all please rise. They're pretty easy to spot in their white jackets. We have with us today Lindsay Saunders, hands in the air. All right. Lake Butler, Florida. She is going to be studying education. If you want to know about or talk about education, this is the lady to talk to. William Wright from Belgrade, Montana. He's talking about energy. So keep an eye on this man. There's a lot to talk about these days about energy, huh? Marion Bechtel from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. She's here about war. She doesn't look very warlike, but I think she's got some interesting things for us to learn about and to talk to her about. John Boykin from Bedford, Ohio, is here to talk about waste. A lot of that. Let's make less, okay? Francis Atkins from Carmel, California, shelter. Tiffany Stone from Vadnais Heights, Minnesota. Let's see, Tiffany, there you are, okay. You're taller than I expected. She's here to talk about food. Erica DeBenedictis is our transportation specialist. And if you want to talk about visionary transportation, talk to this woman about where she's planning to take her transportation in outer space and how she's going to get there. She's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And Matthew McIntyre from Yorktown Heights, New York, here to talk about health. Talia Green, Talia from Cocoa Beach, Florida. That wasn't really insanely, okay. Is here to talk about the economy. Well, maybe that renders one more conservative somehow. And Brandon Lee here from Jericho, New York to talk about water. And these are our 10 students who will be part of this filmmaking project. The intent is, as you may have heard, that there will be a 5-minute vignette on each of these students and on what they have studied, what they've learned from you, what their own ideas are, and these vignettes will be used in classrooms around the country, so you will be exponentially reaching millions of students by talking to these students and helping them to think more broadly and in more exciting fashion about where we can go. You can sit down now. Thanks. And at Intel, we invest $100 million a year in students just like these all around the world, $1 billion just in the last decade. We take this very seriously. This isn't chump change. And Intel, let me assure you, doesn't throw its money around randomly. We think this is serious business. We think it's absolutely critical to our future. And working with these students makes us feel a lot better. And I think it will you too. Thanks very much.